Eels and Raiders. Pretty evenly matched teams. Lots of big players missing, but also Mick Ennis, a lot of familiar names, and we get to see a couple of young guns like this man.
Yeah, we're going to see some young superstars here this afternoon. None bigger than this one, Blaze Talangi. The Rugby League world's been talking about him for a long time. Westfield Sports High Junior won a SG Ball Premiership last year for Parramatta, playing centre. He's played 5'8" today. He starts at fullback. He is an absolute weapon. So too this man, starring at halfback for the New South Wales under-19s. A lot of talk about Ethan Sanders over the summer. He still remains at Parramatta, gets his opportunity this afternoon at the top level, but a very, very good player. And young Chevy Stewart, that position wide open in the nation's capital. And this kid, also a New South Wales junior representative, a real name of the future.
They've got some real questions, Canberra. You talked about fullback 5'8" as well. Here we go. And we're off and running here in Cogra, with the Canberra Raiders running to the northern end, and Emre Gula, a real mainstay here at Canberra, is first to hit it up. Zach Wolford getting it on to Pasami Saulo in his second year here after a few years at the Newcastle Knights. Wolford to Ata Mariota. So there's a lot of familiar first graders getting their hands on it early. Gula again. Gee, the deck is in absolutely pristine condition here on what has been a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Solo, his second hit up. So the front rowers rolling their sleeves up there in that opening set. Now this is Ethan Strange. We got a little look at him last year. Made his debut against Melbourne. As Parramatta now get their first chance with the ball. Let's send it down to James Hooper on the sideline. Hello, Jimmy.
Evening, Dan and Mick. Evening, everybody. Cracking conditions here at Jubilee Oval. And look, it's 27 degrees at the moment. It is warm. A little bit of cloud cover, sun coming out now. Light breeze just drifting across the ground. And there is going to be drinks breaks, Dan, every 20 minutes.
Thank you. Yeah, it has been warm and quite muggy, which has been the case in Sydney for a little while now. So no real surprise they're taking the drinks break, particularly with the sun still shining brightly on most of this Cogra Oval surface. So last tackle here, hands again, the number 9 for Parramatta, where he spent so much of last year in first grade. That's a touch deep. And a good catch by Kotrick. A 20-metre tap and an extra tackle for the Raiders. There he is, Kotrick, threatening to pass.
Yeah, great urgency there from Mick Kotrick to get back, take that one on the full and get his side out to the 38-metre line as we see young Chevy Stewart take his first hit up of the game. Great opening set, I thought, from the Raiders. Arrow straight, direct with their middle forwards. That's when Canberra's at their best. Now a scheming run down the short side there from Strange.
So now the Raiders really putting the foot down early with Saulo.
In fact, that was K.O. Weeks on the far side. Number 6, the new signing for Canberra.
That's it. This is Strange. As it comes back here to Mariota. No, nice footwork, and he almost slipped the pass as well. Still tackles to play with here as Wolford veers to the right, as you can see. And that was well read by the Parramatta defence. As it's played now by Mitch Spencer. Saulo, new set again. Canberra looking sharp here. Can they put some points on the board early? There's Wolford, the crash play, Gula. And plenty of defenders there, 4 of them in all. Back it comes Mariota getting plenty of it early. And all he can do is back into Kai Rodwell. Slipping there was Madison, but the tackle made. Zolor, flat pass, hospital pass, lost ball. So Parramatta survived their first defensive test.
Yeah, really good resilience there from the Parramatta side, but you just saw the footwork there of Adam Mariota, the young Raiders front row. We saw the form of Trey Mooney last night in the Indigenous and Maori All-Stars. And Adam Mariota, I think, is destined for huge things this year as we see a penalty now. He's got the ability of Josh Papali'i. He's so thick and hard to break down, good leg speed, good late footwork, and on young legs. He is a real player of the future, Mariota.
Indeed, they've had a wrap on him for a while. That was the different-looking Morgan Harper. The Larry Gomes haircut is long gone. He's gone short back and sides, and he's in a Parramatta jumper after his time at Manly. There he is, looking to make an impression here. This is a strong run. That's Kilma Tuolungi, another former Sea Eagle. So Parramatta here, up to the 20. Harper, back it comes to Tuolungi. Little Manly connection there as Salvador underneath. And the tackle made over the top by Xavier Savage. Now, we will show Dejan Azzi, who gets it back off that Madison flick. Ogden out now, and having a little dart. Sanders inside the 10, the Eels. Good pace this game starting at. And a little dummy from Azzi, and it almost fools them. He had plenty of first grade experience last year for Parramatta, played 10 of their last 11 games. Last tackle here, and it's going to be Sanders putting up a contestable kick. Great catch, Albert Hopewadi playing in the centres. And he's been called to have jumped from the field of play. So more work to be done here for the Raiders.
Yeah, that's the real feature there of Sanders' game, is his kicking game. Absolutely pinpoint. And Hopewadi, great take under pressure there from Harper. Really good take. And pressure building now for the Raiders.
Confirmation that call was bang on. He was well outside in the field of play. So the half-hearted short kick there. Ethan Strange not quite getting that one right. Parramatta work it down through Rodwell. Been in the club a while now, 5 first grade games. Hands. When it goes to Azzi. Azzi links up with his halves partner as our first little look at Taulagi. Well handled here after the bobble. It's back to the open. Here's a charging Madison.
Really fit Ryan Madison.
A point to prove. He's spent so many games coming off the bench last year. He's in the role normally filled by Jermaine Hopgood. Of course, played the All-Stars game last night. He was terrific last. Azzi, just seeing a replay of this kick again. So Savage left it behind him, and it was fallen on by Strange. Another line dropout.
Nice kick there from Azzi. Very similar to the one before we saw from Ethan Sanders. Good signs early from the young kids. Taulagi at fullback for Parramatta, and Ethan Sanders both taking on the line early in the game, getting into the physical part. And just sustaining pressure here on the Canberra side. Stewart goes short again.
Yeah, again, just a little bit too much depth on that. We're not the worst of it, though. Practice some defence nice and early. Parramatta with a bit of pressure here on the Canberra side. Ogden, 3rd year here at Parramatta. Hands. For Azzi. Azzi goes along. Sanders to Simonson. Well handled here by Schiller. Centres, another position with questions to be answered for the Raiders, with Croker and Whiten no longer at the club. Madison this time happy to take the tackle. Hands trying to get a little crafty there and a dummy half. Ogden, he got very, very close. It's going to be a try. Ofahiki Ogden has found his way over. And Parramatta on the board first.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I'm going to award it. Yep, tackle 5.
Oh, yes. So that will be a try. And Ofahiki Ogden, who has 3 NRL tries in 56 games, gets one in the pre-season challenge.
Yeah, it was nice work from Hands out of dummy half. He's in a 2-way battle at the moment with young Lussick as well for the hooking spot. I thought he showed some really good signs. Crafty out of dummy half, replacing Josh Hodgson last year. Huge hole to fill it was, and he did a really good job in his first year, and a nice opening touch there from Brendan Hands. Just seeing the pictures there. The far touchy had some concerns over the put down, which we'll have a look at. Would have been a brave call from the referee to overturn it, given the touch he's looking into the sun from about 55 metres away. You happy with it, Dan?
Not really. I don't think he's got there. But anyway, it's pre-season. We get on with it. But we're looking at a little bit. This is a 4K game, Mick, so the people at home are actually getting a better view than us. But anyway, good for the prop. You know what? Let's not be in the business of taking tries off prop forwards.
So nice and direct from Parramatta, and that's their strength, isn't it? We've seen a couple of offloads already from the Parramatta side. That's certainly when they're at their best, when we're thinking of Junior Barlaw and Regan Campbell-Gillard, Ryan Madison through the middle, Hopgood, another that likes to offload, as Russell adds the extras.
So Parramatta absorb a bit of pressure, come up the other end and score 6 points to 0.
Michael Ennis mentioned a moment ago just how fit Ryan Matterson was looking for the Parramatta Eels, and the reason is that they have had their longest pre-season in a long time because they missed the finals last year, a grand final appearance in 2022, so they've actually been back at it for 13 weeks now. They've split it up with 3 camps just to mix things up, a bit of variety into training. Most recently down the South Coast, and they finished with a beer at Parramatta legend Nick Cronin's pub.
Beautiful. That's the way to finish a camp. Thank you, Hoops. Looking at that other angle, Mick, I can't believe you were going to take that off the prop. I think you did get there on it. All right, so remember it is effectively 4-quarter football with the drinks breaks in effect. This is Kai Rodwell. That is a hell of a bench. A hell of a reserves list there that we might see some in action. You would think most of them actually would get a bit of game time next week. Now this is promising here. Sean Lane. Now that man's due for a bit of luck injury-wise. He had a horror 2023 in that regard. Simonson working it to the middle, spinning away, and then very late there concedes. There may have been a little accidental obstruction. Azzy composed. Can't quite find the end goal, but it's good enough because the chase of Morgan Harper forces yet another Canberra line dropout.
Yeah, very classy there from Azzy. Looked like he was going to go long. This was the Sean Lane run. Only 10 games last year, but boy, Parramatta are a completely different side. When Lane is in the form that he was in the season before, almost got himself a Kangaroos jersey at the back end of the year, and the return, obviously Dylan Brown coming back late season for them last year. Throw those two on their left edge, they're a different side. Nice result again from Azzy, and pressure again on the Raiders.
So it's Kyo Weeks getting that bang on 50 metres. There's the man from the far south coast of New South Wales, Kai Rodwell, carts it up. Interesting year for Kyo coming up, 2-year deal with the Raiders. Get himself a start in the round 1 team. A little loose.
Oh, the referee's gone down. He's had a little tumble in back play.
He's getting
back
up,
to his feet.
Bit of hobble on him. He's a tough one. The try scorer Ogden inside the 20. And a fresh set coming here. Sanders at the line. Kalungi an early ball for Lane. And 4 of them needed to stop him, and he still pushed them back to very close to the try line. Hands to Matterson. Defence reads that Matterson is always going to run that ball. Hands. Hands is over. But hang on. Mightn't have got it down.
Coming in to tackle 3. Ash.
Is that a busy start,
No
Brendan
try.
Hance?
Just confirm held up.
No tries to call, saying held up. He's confident. And a big show to the open side with his 2 lead runners there, lining up close to the try line, and decides to burrow low. Did well.
The evidence there is not supporting him. But geez, had an interesting and very positive start to this contest. This is a position here, Parramatta.
The ball remains up. The tackle is complete. We have a decision.
It's been a bugbear that obviously Josh Hodgson, that experiment didn't work. Hands starting dummy half most of the season, but then Joey Lussick brought in from the Super League and then pretty much rushed straight into the starting lineup for the end of the season.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
So see young Matt Arthur, Brad's younger son, coming through as well.
Yeah, he's a dummy half.
Jake play only moments ago for Manly. Matt will get his opportunity at this level. Ogden, loose pass.
Still plenty of tackles left here. Tuolangi pins the ears back. Kelmer Tuolangi. And now someone's shoe goes flying. It was Kelmer's. Here's Rodwell spinning away from Gulo, but not past Saulor. Last tackle. Here's Hands. Azzy away here. Chance 2-on-1. Beautiful work by Morgan Harper. And over in the corner goes Sean Russell. This is a crisp start for the Parramatta Eels.
Yeah, well, it's an area they've lacked depth, Parramatta. Obviously, Wonga Blake now departing the club, and Bailey Simonson parking himself now out on that left-hand side at centre. And this is really nice work from the former Seagull. Morgan Harper just skips late on Hopewadi, who just at the last moment dropped his head defensively and lost sight of Morgan Harper. Just that little shuffle there to the outside was enough. That attracted the attention there of Savage, and a beautiful flick around the corner. And that's really nice work there. One of the real good finishers, Sean Russell.
That's what these trials are all about, aren't they? Players on the fringes needing to impress. Well, Brendan Hands and Morgan Harper,
Yeah.
terrific start from the pair of them.
Yeah, Sean Russell, he burst onto the scene, picked up a hat-trick, and then had an awful injury the same day against the Titans with the punctured lung and broken ribs, and missed a fair chunk of the 2021 season. Responded last year. As I said, he's been a great finisher through the lower grades and now at the top level for Parramatta. But for Morgan Harper, a real confidence booster. Good early touch and some real nice skill there.
Obviously, this is Will Penasini territory, but he's certainly putting his name up. Morgan, someone who could fulfill that role if and when needed. Just based on the first few minutes here anyway. That's a difficult one, and it swings away. No goal, Sean Russell. But 10 points to 0. Parramatta over the Canberra Raiders. Let's just look at another angle here of the Harper flick.
Beautiful work from Harper, just adjusting his hips on the pass, just getting on the outside there of Hopewadi, and just dropped his head, Albert. And that was enough for Harper to create some space. Beautiful flick pass. And Russell, he does the business. 10-0 Parramatta.
James Hooper, down to you.
Yeah, an early blow for the Raiders. It was a nice night for Zach Wolford tonight. He was captaining the club. His father, Simon, obviously was also a club captain many years ago. He's come off for an HIA check, which means that Danny Levi is onto the field for the Green Machine.
All right, thank you, Hoops. Danny Levi actually started last year as Canberra's #1 dummy half. And then he copped an injury early in the season, and that put him down the pecking order. So he now will get some game time. So back-to-back tries for Parramatta. Kelma Tuolangi.
Yeah, after Canberra starting really physically, it's been all Parramatta, hasn't it? Huge amount of possession towards the Parramatta side in this heat. It's going to be difficult if the Raiders keep giving this big mobile pack of the Eels. As Madison now into the backfield with nice footwork and strength.
Gee, he's been imposing. Ogden, he's been strong as well. Stripped down, over halfway. It's been all Parramatta with possession. As he allowed to roam with Harper collected. Howlord defending wide along with the wingers, Xavier Savage. Last, this is where Parramatta's been great, getting the ball back. As Azzy's kick is a contest, and it comes away for Kotrick. That'll be sweet relief for the Raiders. It seems like an eternity since they've had it, and they'll get a penalty to boot.
Yeah, gee, they needed that. You can see the Raiders forwards from the commentary box here where they're just hunched over. Sean Lane getting busy out there on that left-hand side. Great to see him back. And the Raiders' big men just take a moment to catch their breath as Weeks drives it towards the far touchline. And Canberra now with some possession.
That should be pointed out, the Raiders.
Yeah, he's got his neck in a really awkward spot, didn't he?
Yeah, we don't have players charged. We had one last week in one of the pre-season games. Number 20, Peter Holler. And that is Danny Levi. So the changes starting to take place here. Matty Otto's had some nice moments and slips the pass for Strange, looking for the sharp play the ball. Well, what have Canberra got in response here? They've got a big run from Holler down the middle, deep inside the 20. Now Levi, it's the Levi Holler show. Now it comes out to Chevy. Chevy gets it on, and Gula so close. Simonson, the try-saving tackle. Now Strange, stab kick, heavy, but just light enough to force Russell to have to bat it out. 4 minutes to go in this first period before the drinks break.
Yeah, Danny's a special one, Mariota. Oh, I spoke about him earlier, but it started with him. Then a really good run on the back of it from Holler. All of a sudden, the young stars started to inject themselves. Strange, Stewart. Levi was there out of dummy half. And then Strange, a really nice kick just to maintain possession.
Here we go. That's usually the international sign of short dropout. The player bounces it like that. And, oh, they've come up with it, the Eels. Simonson. And you may have heard the frustration of one of the Canberra Raiders with good reason. Maybe they're enjoying 4 games today. NRL pre-season challenge. 2 of them in the books up at Gosford. That's heavy defence. There's Levi there combining with Simi Sasangi, the number 12 for Canberra. You might know him as a Newcastle Knights outside back. Well, he's thickened up and he's now playing on the edge in the second row. Has he? He's out. Oh, Madison doesn't panic. And heaving it up is Sanders. And that's perfectly weighted. Kotrick gets around the lane.
Been good.
What a great chase from Rodwell.
Yeah, he's been good, Kotrick. Really urgent on the footy, catching the ball on the full, looking for metres upfield. And a chance for Stewart, Chevy Stewart. Keep pressing as well upfield.
We want to see him at some point in the open to see what engine we're dealing with.
So too this man. I want to see him get involved. Xavier Savage.
It was 2 years ago. He was Canberra's first choice fullback, but only 1 top grade game last year. Heavy contact there. It was Madison putting a strong shot on Holler. Deep one as we go set for set here. Oh, it's allowed to bounce. And now, nice craft there from Kotrick. That is a brilliant try. Big Kotrick in one motion, taking it and putting it on the boot. Weeks poaches a try in the corner. And that's the punishment for not trying to catch the bomb on the full. Raiders on the board.
Yeah, started with this man, Ko Weeks. Testing young Blaze Talangi under the high ball. Kicks down that narrow right-hand side. Schiller comes through, does enough just to get in the vision of Talangi, who's unable to hang on. A great work from Kotrick. Recognised Dunster was up ahead of the line and there was some space on the outside. Could he land it for Weeks? Weeks is incredibly quick across the ground. Knew he just had to get it over Dunster. Weeks would do the rest. Kind bounce, great skill. And the Raiders recruit, Kyo Weeks, picks up the Raiders' first of the evening.
So, Kyo played 12 games at Manly, 9 of them last year, mixing between fullback and 5'8" and a bench. But a real chance here to perhaps cement a more permanent first-grade position.
He's a great kid, super athletic. I mean, obviously at Manly, had Tom Trebojevic and Daly Cherry Evans. Absolute world-class superstars of our game. Ahead of him, he's got moved down to the nation's capital. Ricky Stewart's filled him with confidence, given him an opportunity to start here this evening. And here's to hoping it's a great year for Kyo Weeks, because, boy, he's got some talent.
So this is the halfback, Ethan Strange. We've seen him come through as a centre, but can play in the halves as well, and that one just hooks around too much, but a much-needed try for Canberra. And 10 points to 4. Sorry, Hoops, over to you.
10 points to 4. Parramatta lead the Raiders, Dan, thank you. And one of the Raiders' major off-season signings was Kyo Weeks, and he's looking to lock down the number 6 jumper that has been vacated by South Sydney-bound Jack White, and he's a 22-year-old Asquith Magpies junior, as Mick touched on. He was a Mr. Fix-It for the Manly Seagulls over the course of the last couple of seasons. Can play fullback, can play 5'8", can play hooker. At the Raiders, he wants to try and win the number 6 jumper, and he's up against Ethan Strange, who is also playing in the number 7 jumper for the Green Machine this
That's
season.
it. Thank you, Hoops. Sorry about that. So it's pre-season for us too, Mick. We've got to get our timing right. It's all on the commentator there. Now, Mariota carrying it forward. So I don't know if we just had the faux drinks break, because the players had a few minutes there to gather themselves, but we are due for one shortly. And in fact, no. So it is genuine 4-quarter football. We've played that 20 minutes on the dot. So not waiting for a break in play. That was an entertaining first quarter. Parramatta with 2 tries to 1, 10 points to 4.
Yeah, really powerful start it was from the Raiders, particularly that man there, Emre Gula. Along with Ada Mariota, were really strong in the opening exchanges, built a bit of pressure down on Parramatta's line, but what will please Brad Arthur was the resilience defensively early. And then his side's response. We're seeing the young stars really step up. Talangi's had some nice moments, so too Sanders. Morgan Harper coming across from the Seagulls set up a beautiful try. out on that right-hand side. So plenty to like there.
Yeah, indeed. We'll have a look at the tries in a moment. But, of course, Rugby League, we know it's going to Vegas. And you know what? It's 2 weeks away. It's 2 weeks away. Fox League, the only place to watch the season opener between South and Manly. Good joint, the Flamingo. Live and exclusive, 4K, followed by the Roosters and the Broncos. An exclusive doubleheader. Sphere, that's a good joint too. Exclusive doubleheader only on Fox League, live Sunday, March 3. But Fox is throwing the kitchen sink at this. You got NRL 360 for 3 nights. You got Matty John's show. I think Bossie's doing stuff with the fan. So the whole operation has been taken to Nevada. Can't wait. And don't forget, South Manly, the only place you'll get it is right here on Fox League. So, Parramatta, positive stuff from them. Ethan Sanders, tell me about Ethan, Mick, because the number 7, this was a man, there he is, you see him there, just in front of the trainer. Canberra very much wanted him, but then they changed the rules, if I'm not mistaken, with the collective bargaining agreement.
Yep.
So Canberra in the market for halves, but they are not allowed to have a crack at him now, or he's not allowed to be released until round 6.
Yeah, that's right. He's been on the name, been on the radar, that name, for a number of clubs, Ethan Sanders, for quite some time. One of the premier young halves coming through the game. The Raiders looking to snap him up once they knew that Jack Whiten was leaving, and you can see why. Some really good, calm composure. Got a great left foot kicking game. Likes to run the ball, and it's got a big future at the top level.
So off we go again. So even though we've got the sirens at the 20-minute mark, we just pick up from where we left off. But it's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this for a run. Simi Sasangi. Oh. Leg all over the ruck there. Tuolangi, Kelman Tuolangi. Now this is Logan Lewis, the number 24. So it's about now we start to meet a few of these players getting their first taste in this first grade arena. Lays Talangi. Answers that one but goes nowhere. Sean Russell, one of the try scorers. It's now Hayes Dunster. A long haul back for him, hasn't it? That horrific leg injury a couple of years ago. 5 first grade games last year. Woodamoo Greg, coming off his best season. Grows into first grade. Very deliberately trying to kick that behind the 40, Brendan Hands. Gee, he's got some terrific direction. Oh, Chevy. That was slick. Back, but that was tough. That was Tuolangi.
Yeah, really nice kick there, Brendan Hands, kicking early in the tackle count. Chevy Stewart caught upfield a little bit, but boy, see how quick he moved across the ground. Stewart to get back there and clean up the footy. At the same time, Tuolangi arrived and went Bushka straight under the ball. Great shot there. Kelma Tuolangi.
Metres hard to come by here for Canberra, which has not been the case really this afternoon for the most part when they've had the ball. It's been all too rare. Parramatta dominant for much of that first quarter. Hopewadi. So Levi in for the injured Wolford. Kick from Strange. That's a good one. Yeah. But good scramble 2 from the pair of Talangi and the man who brings it back, Russell.
Hit hard there by Lewis.
Good breeze actually at the backs of the Eels in this first half. Can get a stiff breeze here at Cobra, near Botany Bay, of course. Dunster, tough run.
All the way.
Levi there, along with Logan Lewis. Harper, terrific first quarter from him, and powerful run to halfway. A little bit of latitude given here by the ref. There's Woodamoo Greg. Oh, that's a 15-metre run from Woodamoo. Parramatta marching it upfield. Now the up and under here from Sanders. And that's taken by Simonson. Leaves it behind him. That's called a knock on. It's called a knock on.
Had some really nice moments last year, Bailey Simonson, after moving in a position, predominantly playing wing for the Raiders and in the early stages for the Parramatta side, but came into that left centre position, and you just saw his athleticism there, climbing up over the top of the Canberra defender. He looks incredibly fit, Bailey, and set for a big year.
Tell you what, there's a lovely little crowd here building. Obviously, we're here for the Charity Shield tonight, so St George Illawarra home game, but they're coming in nice and early. One of the great places to watch footy, Cogra Oval. Oh, here's a run from Strange, and that's coming up, but it might have been helped out there. And now straightening and threatening, Savage. No restarting of the tackle count there. Look out, Chevy has a little crack. One for Weeks. Now Holler. Last tackle here. This was the side of the field they pinched their try just before quarter time. And that's a much more confident take from the fullback for Parramatta, Blaze Talangi.
Yeah, did really well there. He was going across to his left-hand side, then all of a sudden Weeks kicked across his body. He had to change direction and cover some ground there, Blaze Talangi. Great athleticism and a brave take it was as Logan Lewis was coming down and cut his legs from underneath him.
Down to the sideline, James Hooper.
Disappointing news for the Raiders. Their captain, Zach Wolford, has been ruled out for the evening, Dan. He failed that HIA assessment.
Okay, thank you, Hoops. I guess most likely we'll see him, well, perhaps next week, but you think it'll be round number 1, as long as he obviously passes all the protocols. They've got the Cowboys next week in a trot. That's a big kick. Oh, it takes a turn and finds the end goal. Oh, that's unlucky. That's unlucky. 20-metre tap. He's got a boot on him.
Well, that's a couple of times now the kickers have gone awfully close to picking up a 40-20.
One report for the hip drop on Xavier.
Oh, now.
Yeah,
now.
Time on.
Okay, so we know the Max Review doesn't muck around with that sort of stuff, so that's a little bit of a worry.
Really getting through some work, Albert Hopewadi for the Raiders, going in looking for work.
Oh, knock on, and he might have to do some defending here.
Just having a look at that hip drop. And it's from the inside there, Makatawa just loses his legs, slides down the back of Savage. It's a really hard one. You just know that he certainly doesn't mean to do that. So quick, Savage, he's just reaching and trying to make a tackle as he accelerates away from him.
They're unforgiving, though.
But you're right, it's just a really awkward and ugly position, isn't it?
Well, that's got all the hallmarks, hasn't it? Grab, twist, drop with the weight on, even though it sort of got out of hand there accidentally. Anyway, we roll on here. There's Talangi over the 20-metre line. Canberra the last team to score. Madison to Greg running wide. 4 of them needed to put him down. Midway through the count here, the Eels. As it comes across here from Sanders to Azzy, back inside to Alungi with footwork and strength. And wrapped up. That was Logan Lewis down low around the legs. As it comes back to the open. Through the hands. Simonson, one-on-one here. And the man he takes on, Schiller, comes up trumps. Good tackle. Last for Parramatta. And this effective kick. Oh, it should have been a try. And now play on. Now look out. It's Xavier.
Goodbye.
He's in the clear. They're chasing. They're coming at him. They're going to get him. And
that's
Russell
brilliant.
with the tackle. Can't jump early, Michael.
I didn't I? Went real early.
Can't jump early, my friend. Here's a floater.
6 to go.
Strange sizes it up. Parramatta's actually done well to get back there in a relatively even line. Now it comes down for Weeks. Weeks onto Lewis.
Gee, that's a good chase from Russell.
Let's go and get out of it now. As we've all done it. Here's a great charge. He's bounced over. Tarteo has bounced over. And for now, it's a try. There was no defender on him, so certainly entitled, you would think, to have that second dart, and it was momentum most likely anyway.
Yeah, this is where it all started. Down the other end, what should have been a try for the Parramatta side was scooped up in the end goal by Savage, who is lightning quick, and he just took off into the backfield. I thought he thought he was home too, and Russell just kept pressing, chasing, and run him down. It was a great tackle there from Sean Russell. Set restart on the back of it. And then Tateo close to the line, the former Parramatta Eel junior, spinning, twisting out of the tackle. And it's nice work there from Tateo, bouncing off the tackle, reaches out, gets the ball down. Madison will be disappointed with that. And Peter Tateo gets the Raiders' second try of the afternoon.
Yeah, and another prop scores for Hiki Ogden in the first quarter. There's no doubt everyone, I think, watching thought Xavier Savage was home. That's a great chase from Russell. But we've got a contest again. It should be 10 points all in moments.
Mate, if you're at Randwick and you saw him go, you'd be heading straight to the cashier. Some of the things we've seen from Savage.
This is good resilience from Canberra. 10-0. They had very little ball, but they've made good with the possession they've had. That one against the run of play. So midway through this second quarter, and we are indeed locked up, 10 apiece.
And it all started with one of the speed demons of the competition, the Raiders flyer, Xavier Savage. And Michael Ennis mentioned Randwick. I tell you what, Michael, you went off before acceptances because Sean Russell, the Parramatta flyer, have a look at him. This is a massive effort from Russell. He's a local junior. They love him out west at the blue and gold. And then a nice moment for Peter Mateo afterwards. He is a prop who is on a train and trial contract with the Raiders at the moment. He has spent some time at Parramatta. He was part of Penrith's Jersey flag team last season.
Good start for him, though, Jimmy. It's a try for him. And he follows it up with the first run.
Oh, someone's in trouble here.
Oh, no, we got that fencing.
Oh, no, it's Matt Arthur. It's his first tackle. He's come on to replace Brendan Hands.
That's the end of his day. Let's just make sure he's okay. But he put himself in a position where he was run over there by Tateo.
He's a tough kid too, Matt Arthur. He's rapidly risen up the ranks there at Parramatta in the hooking department, but just a tireless worker. Always there, working on his game. And Coach Brad here, but also Dad, a concerning moment for young Matt Arthur here.
Must be so tough to coach. I mean, we've seen the slings and arrows that came with Brad and Jacob, and Jacob obviously now at Manly, but to have to coach a first grade team and then worry about the health of your son.
Yeah. Really, it'd have to be really challenging. You're sitting there and Tom Starling and Brendan Hands there just embracing as they come towards the sideline.
I mean, you're a father. How do you, I know you're professional, you're supposed to separate it, but how can you separate it?
It is. It's really difficult. You'd be sitting there now for the remainder of the game, concerned about the welfare of his young bloke, and at the same time having to make decisions that are so important for their season. You can see the concern on him, and rightly so. In amongst that, steely Brad Arthur that we see often at times, he is a very, very proud father. Getting to know him, and it'll be extremely difficult, Dan. Really difficult.
Tell me about Matt, one of many SG ball winners here on the field tonight for Parramatta. That's a really good crop coming through.
Give you a backstory. So in COVID, obviously when all the families had to depart, obviously Matt got an opportunity to go up there. They're inside the bubble. So he was, as a young 15, 16-year-old, he was training with first grade almost every day just to get out of the hotel and help out, run some opposition against the NRL side. Really tough dummy half, works really hard on his passing game. A real student of the game, wants to learn, wants to get better. And so got a real eye-opening and important experience in what was a tough time, COVID, by travelling up there with his family and also with his dad as the coach. So his development in a critical time actually got accelerated.
You hear that a lot, don't you, about country athletes that quite often they've got to step up because numbers and small towns.
That's right.
That 15s happens in cricket a lot. All of a sudden, you've got a 15-year-old facing the express paceman, you know, of great quality, and it does obviously expedite the process. And thankfully, he's coming off and is in a better state than he was a few moments ago.
Yeah, you can see there, just got his head in the wrong position and caught the hip there of Tateo, who is very mobile and powerful. And Brad just watching on closely there as we see now Canberra back with possession.
That seems quite positive from where that was to where it was just a couple of moments ago. Don't forget Charity Shield on after this, the big one for the night. I'm going to shock you with something, Mick. It's the first time the Charity Shield has ever been at this ground. Can you believe that? And South Sydney, the visitors tonight, obviously.
Fascinating.
Well, you've had football
There was one in
stadium.
Wollongong.
Wollongong had it for a while. Redfern was the home for a long time. Mudgee has been a fabulous host over the years, but Cogra gets the Charity Shield. Canberra get through that set with Hayes Dunster bringing it back. Simonson tries to Parramatta, Russell and Ogden for Canberra, Weeks and Tateo. Ooh, this is Luca Moretti picked up and eased to the ground.
Yeah, Starling underneath. Very good under the ball tackler, Tom Starling.
Simonson again. Been as busy as any of the backs. That's his 6th run. Greg. Again, forces the defence back. Oh, the offload was there too. It was just put down by Brendan Hands.
Yeah, he's proving a real handful again, Woodamoo Greg, isn't he? Well, he was excellent last year in his 16 games. Ended up starting 8 of them. When Campbell Gillard unfortunately had that lower leg injury for a big part of the middle part of the season. And he really grew in stature, really grew in confidence at this level. And again, he's been a handful to start this game.
They were a bit snake bit last year. You talk about Campbell Gillard, just at inopportune times. Dylan Brown had his dramas. You had Mitch Moses miss a bunch of games. They just never seem to be able to get their best team on the park for any sustained period. Finished 1 win lower than Canberra. Very even, actually. Their styles of seasons were similar. Slow starts, got it going at some point, but Canberra squeezed into the finals. Parramatta missed out. Starling. Solomon. Tateo. Oh, a little ambitious. That pass not quite connecting with Lewis. Logan Lewis and a fair bit of him. 5 runs, 5 tackles. But couldn't quite haul that one in. Under 8 minutes to go in this first period. This first half. Second period, yeah. At late notice playing full-quarter football. Parramatta working up here. Lane. Moretti charging into them. And a little bobble. So Weeks and Starling combining with Lewis and Moretti with the knock on.
Yeah, what looked to be a really strong carry there from Moretti. Just tucked the ball under the arms, charged in behind the ruck. Weeks in over the top and just...
His leg that knocked it out.
Just trying to get up to play the footy, and this time of the year you've got to be so diligent with it. It can squeeze out so much sweat on the footy. Saw up at Gosford a number of errors in that stifling heat up there. Schiller now carrying strong. It's been good out there on the right edge for Canberra.
We've known him as a winger. In fact, he scored a double in their final last year against Newcastle. Only played 4 first-grade games last year, but was a star in a game where they almost made it through to week 2 of the finals. Here comes Tateo. I'll tell you what, he's getting involved. Hands and Greg with the tackle.
Boy, they've got some depth, haven't they? We saw the form of Tarpany last night. Good Horsburgh to come back, Hudson Young, Papali'i. We've seen what Gula can do this afternoon. Now we're getting the likes here of Tateo, Salo.
Whitehead as well, he's in the mix, obviously. Here's the high one. And Talani tries to scurry away from the corner, but well taken by Hopewadi. This is a test here. Morgan Harper. Oh, boy, he let it go. And it's a knock-on. He couldn't help himself, Morgan. And it looks like the Raiders are quite happy to let him know about it.
Yeah, he hung it out there for a little while, then it looked like he dragged it back in, but then it just come dribbling out the back. And it's big Logan Lewis just letting him know they're going to challenge here.
Coming into, we've got a decision of knock-on. Ruling decision knock-on by Raiders. Yeah, Parramatta knock-on.
So Starling it is that comes over the top, and you can see he just promotes the ball there and then tries to get it back in, and
It's not going to.
coming over to a new club, he's tried to convince some of the new teammates, and he's just blown it.
You burn all your credit points in one hit. You just look. Like, no one's going to believe him now for the rest of the season.
Play loses the ball forward. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Morgan's going to say, but it was knocked out of my hands. No one's going to believe him.
He looks too formal, doesn't he, with that nice new haircut. I want to see the long locks back. Mustache is still there. We love that.
It's a sleeker look. Anyway, nothing like middle-aged commentators commentating on haircuts and moustaches. All right, Canberra here looking for their third straight try. Schiller. Starling now to Lewis. Played in last year's trials, Lewis, a Kibra Park product. They've had success out here. And that's Schiller. Now he tries to force it, and Parramatta come up with it with Sanders. And that will be Parramatta's ball. They'll bring it out to the 10.
Yeah, Ricky Stewart watching on closely. They were up hard there, Sanders and Dunster. Coming across lane did well. So too Simonson to recover. Sanders back there to clean up the loose ball. And I think Ricky Stewart will be really pleased with his side, given how much possession they gave Parramatta through the midway point of the first quarter and starting the second quarter. And as the Raiders do, they just fight and scrap, and the young guys are staying right in the fight here and manage to get themselves back to 10-all. And the pressure back on Parramatta a little. Oh, Hopewadi out of the line there.
Harper now with a sharp play of the ball. As he back to Harper, lovely 1-2 punch, and Harper into the backfield. But he'll just have to succumb to the tackle. That'll make Morgan feel a whole lot better. Parramatta now work it out to the open side. This is Sanders. Zola with the tackle there. Azzy kicking before the last, succeeding in getting it behind Savage, but harmlessly into touch.
Yeah, you could hear almost instantly as soon as it hit the boot, him just go, He knew that he just hadn't got the direction on it that he wanted. It was nice work though from Azzy out of dummy half, found Morgan Harper, who'd made the mistake only moments ago, looming back up on the inside. Stewart did well to bring him down one-on-one. And this is the kick here from Azzy, just trying to get it in behind Savage, just didn't get the right angle on it. And the Raiders hold on.
Minutes left here in this first half. Pre-season challenge live on Fox League. 3 games coming up tomorrow. Nice work there from Strange, and Savage with a little bit of space.
Never in doubt, Russell running him down.
Oh, and then Savage and Russell exchanging words. There's no love lost between the two. This is what Starling does.
Yeah.
Gallivanting, ducking under, and still going, worming his way upfield. Oh, that's terrific stuff. Now to Stewart, Chevy Stewart. And comes to Solo. By the way, we're going to see Jed Stewart at some point. That is son of Ricky. Who'll be in the number 17 jersey. Here is a more confident take by Blaze Talangi. Had that early error where he let one bounce and it cost them a try, but sturdy since. Back to the Clive Churchill studio. At half-time here. Almost feels like a Super Saturday, doesn't it, Mick?
It does, yeah. 4 games, Fox League today. Rugby League lovers right in their element as Woodamoo Greg charges up over the 40-metre line. Ian's doing a really good job of just steering this big Parramatta pack downfield.
Here he goes on the last. Now it is the last, so he's going to have to come up with something. Oh, he goes straight down the middle. Then the kick, not quite flush off the boot. What are we seeing from Brendan Hands that perhaps we didn't see last year?
I think we're seeing confidence that he's capable and starting to believe that he can make a real impact at this level. When you first come in, you obviously just listening to guys like Moses and Gutherson, you just become a bit of a facilitator trying to find your feet at the top level. All of a sudden now, without Moses and Gutherson and Dylan Brown there today, he's feeling a real onus to step up and take control of this Parramatta side, and he's doing a great job.
Dale followed up here with the kick out of dummy half. Some remains prevalent on the eastern side.
There's a real place for Tom Starling in this Raiders side this year. We've seen it over the last 2 sets. Scheming out a dummy half, making some inroads in the Parramatta side with his crafty speed and elusiveness. And then we're seeing that right foot kick there out of dummy half and his energy to get down and make a difference with his kick chase.
So Anna comes here. Matt Dury, the former Bulldog, sharp play the ball. If it's going to happen, it's going to have to happen in a hurry. Harper holds on, 1 play left. And somewhat conservative there, and that should just about do us as that one rolls into touch. So you'd think both sides getting a bit out of this over the first 40 minutes in these warmish conditions here in the southern suburbs of Sydney. Half-time at Cogra, Parramatta 10, Canberra 10. Well, someone's going to win this pre-season challenge, and really minimum is obviously going 2 from 2. So winner of this will get a crack at it next week. Parramatta play the Titans next Sunday. Canberra play the Cowboys also next Sunday at Seaford. That'll be great to go back to the old Seaford Oval.
Yeah, one of the great grounds.
As Parramatta work it up here. This is Matt Dury driven back. They want to offload. And Noah Martin in 23 with the hair flowing out the back for Canberra. Isn't it just beautiful? Tuolungi. A couple of very strong runs in the first half. Oh, there's a straight. He's got a mullet and he's got a bit of grunt about him. Noah Martin developing again.
Look out.
Look at him. There's a bit of big red about this bloke.
Yeah. And a little worse for wear here, Luca Moretti.
So Noah Martin, the star of that set of 6, and it's forced this kick wayward and out on the full. Well, clearly Noah Martin was frustrated having to watch that first half from the bench.
Hang on, Luca Moretti here just with the trainer, but blowing up at the referee. He's saying that he was hit high from Noah Martin.
Now, while we deal with this, and it looks like there'll be no action, James Hooper, you've got some news on young Matt Arthur.
Positive news out of the Parramatta sheds at half-time, Dan. Obviously, nobody enjoyed seeing those scenes where young Matthew Arthur, his first involvement in an NRL trial, was knocked cold. The positive news is he is up and about. He is okay. There is nothing major, no broken jaw, nothing else broken. So positive for Matthew, and he's determined he's going to come back and make a bigger footprint in the NRL.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. Well, so action has been... Oh, yeah, the point of the shoulder there.
Well, he whacked Rodwell there, but it's this one on Moretti where Moretti just leans in and his right shoulder makes contact with the head. We saw it up in Gosford this afternoon.
So, Martin trying to really put a stamp on this game. The first minute of this second half, his first minute of the game. So, oh, doesn't find touch.
Haven't we put the mock on him? Ethan Sanders has put one out on the full, and then this time failed to find touch. His kicking game was immaculate in the first half.
Here's Albert Hopewadi. Handy for Canberra. 10 minutes down a defender. Zolo.
Been good.
Not exactly what you want though in a trial, is it? You're trying to get some match fitness, and then you've got to do it for 10 minutes with a man down. But they've got the pill with Gula. Starling. The short pass. Tarteo. The man who plays it there, try scorer in the first half. That's an awkward one. And it's come off Parramatta. Yeah, that's off the boot of Taulagi, it seems. Weeks. This is where it can be really dangerous, but a terrific one-on-one tackle from Harper. Full set. This is working out very nicely for Canberra with Martin in the bin. Zolo. Up to the 10. Gula, who's busy early. They're just happy to go one out for now. Starling here to Strange. Again, pretty straightforward stuff here. Comes out. Whoa, Solo. Hold on. And now Ogden was left reeling by that one, and Solo's not exactly 100% either.
Yeah, I think this might have been a head clash. He is running with some venom tonight, Pasami Solo. And just collides here with Ofahuki Ogden. Yeah. The ricochet there it was from Kelma Tuolangi's shot. And he just bounced into the collision there with Ogden Solo, and he come reeling out the back. And he's going to have to come from the field.
So sadly, another HIA situation. We've already had a couple tonight. And, oh, geez, that's always a nasty look. But Solo comes off as well. Looked like Kai Rodwell got a bit of collateral damage as well. That was a damaging run. So I'll wait and see if we see either of those players come back into this contest. Well, 2 tackles left here for the Raiders. Princeton Ezra involved in the game. You see here a carry almost up to the try line. With 1 tackle left.
Pretty good.
It was Sasangi who plays it. Schiller in trouble and gone.
Bring it out.
But Canberra take up a lot of sin bin time, and they've got Parramatta near their own line.
Stay straight here, Marcus.
So they'll mark the man in the bin. Parramatta, who led 10-0, bring it back here through Simonson. He was reportedly on Eddie Jones' hit list before obviously things changed there in rugby world. But if he came out all guns blazing Noah before, imagine after he spends 10 in the bin. It'll be something to watch. Something to watch is Kelma Tuolangi tear the Canberra defence open. And great save there from Chevy Stewart. Sprightly play the ball as Hands getting on. Remember, they've got a one-man advantage. Final lift comes to Russell. And Russell, oh, he does Savage dirty. And then is wrapped up eventually by the halfback Strange. So on the last it comes across here. And this is Josh Lynn putting it up. Oh, the catch here from Simonson. And he had some ground to cover to get from where he was to make it all the way to the ground. And it's going up as no try.
Got no try. Confirm Kelma contests the ball too early and denies the...
Well, it started with Kelma Tuolangi, didn't it? Beautiful line, powerful run. Got himself downfield. It was a good stop. from Chevy Stewart, one-on-one.
Parramatta
The
kick
Canberra
chases
fullback.
side.
This was the kick from Lynn. And they're going to say this is the new rule where Kelma Tuolangi makes contact while...
Just looking at the eyes of Kelma Tuolangi and seeing if he is intending to contest.
It's what we see often with the attackers, where they go with their eyes to the ball but deliberately take out the catcher's opportunity to collect the ball. They're smart, these players. They know that the bunker used to look for the eyes on the footy and that would be enough. Well, it's not anymore. You can't take out Schiller here the way that he did.
I think the referees, I think officialdom had worked out.
Just checking.
The players had worked out. If you crash into a player but you pretend to look at the ball, you can get away with it. And that was one of those.
Tuolangi's eyes are always for the ball. He is contesting the contest.
Well, they've ruled he's
The Raiders player
contested.
jumps over the top of him, which prevents him getting up.
Well, you give a sermon and then the referees go and stick with the old
checking the
rule
challenge
there.
now.
But they're satisfied. Tuolangi went for that ball. Now we've got to look at the grounding. So Parramatta haven't trailed at all this afternoon, and this can put them back in front.
Gee, anyone, like common sense there says that Kelma Tuolangi, whilst his eyes might be on the footy, knows where he is and that he's taking out Schiller and gives him no opportunity to even contest for the ball.
So he's done
Bailey
well.
Simonson catches the ball.
Yeah, he's done well to take it, actually,
Yes.
with Weeks just underneath him. And that angle doesn't help, but you've got to think he slammed that down. So we'll get there eventually. Yeah, that's
He then
try.
grounds the ball in the in-goal area. We have a decision.
It's been a little while coming for Parramatta. They hadn't scored since the 13-minute mark. No, they've got one now and they're back in front.
Yeah, said earlier on that he's really established himself in this Parramatta lineup in the centre position now. Started on the wing for the Raiders and played some fullback and then got an opportunity last year for the Parramatta side at centre and did a very good job in this afternoon. He's been highly impressive again for Parramatta. Looks incredibly fit, Bailey Simonson. As we see Russell add the extras.
So this is an imposing run. Kelma Tuolangi involved in that try more ways than one. And I think we're rubber stamping Mick, you wouldn't have given that a try. Now, UFC tomorrow, live from 2 p.m. Gee, it's a good card with Alex Volkanovski defending his world title and Rob Whittaker. Gee, look, I tell you what, I watched the weigh-ins today, Mick. He fights for one final championship run. Doesn't age much, Rob. And Alex Volkanovski, as relaxed as I've ever seen him. UFC 298 exclusive to Foxtel. Order it now at mainevent.com.au. They give him great service, Volkanovski and Rob Whittaker, two of Australia's great athletes. All right, here's Parramatta. It looks like Dury, and it is. Here's Madison, early ball for Greg. Madison again, sit back on him. Vina Patuki, the number 25 for Canberra, just entering the game. Here's the kick here into open space from Hands. As much depth perhaps as he was hoping for. Canberra clean up. They've still got a few minutes here of sin bin time with Noah Martin. Probably another, what, 4.5 minutes away. It was early in the second half, maybe 5 minutes away.
It's been a really positive performance so far from Brendan Hands out of dummy half.
So you can see there, they've only used up half the time, Parramatta. But they've got to try. That's a little hobble from Savage, although he walks that off. He seems okay. Patuki, 19-year-old prop forward. Wicks, he's high. Oh, it was a sitting duck and Dunstall leaves it behind him. Big chance for Canberra. Kotrick will be hard to stop from there. Kotrick goes for it. Kotrick's there. Kotrick is in. Pitt. Oh no, he's lost it. He's put it down. Well, he got to the line, but it's rolled out.
Not sure, but it's just short of line. It'll be a scrum.
Yeah, great desperation here from Bailey Simonson, his former teammate. Kotrick goes to the line. Sanders comes from behind, but it's Simonson just reaching around with the left hand. Brilliant try saver there from Bailey Simonson. And Kotrick disappointed with himself. A chance for the Raiders to go back level. It was a physical kick chase on Hayes Dunstap, forced the error. And it was nice skill from the Raiders to keep it alive. You're right, Dan. Kotrick, when that close to the line, he scores nearly every time. There it is. The shot from Schiller forces the error. They do well to keep the ball alive, defend the step. And just some great desperation. That'll please Brad Arthur.
Yeah, well, that's the angle that you just saw there that we had, and look, for sure he'd got it over. But neat pass, too, from the number 11, Mitchell Spencer. Canberra junior. Canberra Marlins boy, actually. So Parramatta almost conceding one there with the extra man.
Really good crowd starting to build. There's something so picturesque about Cogra Oval, and seeing that hill start to fill up with Botany Bay in behind it. One of the great suburban grounds, isn't it?
Spectacular. And the pitch is always immaculate. They don't have many games here, but it is always in tip-top condition. As the fullback Blaze Talangi. On the last, Sanders, familiar looking left foot kick. We've got a problem. It's a Parramatta penalty here as cramps start to take place here.
Yeah, we've seen this become a big part of the game. The referees and officials looking to really protect the kickers in the game, and Sanders there with the left foot going to the air. Starling just questioning the decision here, but Parramatta now with a full set, great field position and a chance to extend their lead.
They'll get the full set in here, Parramatta, 13 on 12. Out here from hands to Greg. Greg has been hard work for Canberra all afternoon. Well, there's Starling and Sasangi doing a lot of the work on that occasion. Lynn, the number 20 for Parramatta. Queensland schoolboy halfback, the number 20. And he tasted New South Wales Cup last year, and he might see a bit of it here with Parramatta getting 6 more. Greg, this time labouring into the line. Oh, yeah, played it. Lynn finds Russell. Russell away from Sasangi. Starling hangs on and gets some help from Gula. There's Lynn. Madison on the angle. Sanders keeps it going. Simonson rides a heavy bump from Schiller. Oh, the pass will slip. He's got a bit of grunt about his defence, James Schiller. That's a knock on.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? He's been really aggressive, jamming in at times this afternoon. It's been quite the battle. Bailey Simonson and James Schiller. As the referee calls time out. A number of changes. Chevy Stewart coming from the field. He's had some nice moments too. The young Canberra fullback making his first appearance at this level.
They just confirming they got the right number of players on.
Danny Levi back into the action now. The Canberra dummy half wearing jersey 18 this afternoon.
Scrum there. Field.
So we've had the rest do a count here just to make sure Canberra's still got 12 on the field. They will get the ball from this scrum, so it looks like the sin bin period's going to cost them 1 try. Not playing for the Raiders today. Fogarty, Tarpany, Timoko, Rapana, Papali'i, Hudson Young, Elliot Whitehead, Sebastian Chris.
Nice moment here for Ricky Stewart and the family. There's his son Jed out there now having his first carry at the top level, wearing jersey 17. Big, rangy, powerful, athletic Jed Stewart out there now for the Raiders.
Like his dad, he's got a bit of a rugby background. Aussie Sevens representative, and a penalty here for Canberra.
He can play anywhere, from back row centre. He's on the wing here for Canberra out on that left-hand side.
Been part of the cup side for the last couple of years.
Great to see him out there. He's worked so hard to get to this level.
He's out on the wing at the moment. As Gula runs down the middle. And falling on his front. Sharp play the ball for Levi. Canberra claiming there that hands wasn't square. The bigger concern that was the heavy shot from Greg.
Here he comes.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. That's Noah Martin. He's keen to get his hands on it. Gula.
He's been good, Gula. Really good.
That's the 10-metre line. So go down the middle here. And that's crafty from Levi. Oh, that's brilliant. Well, out of nowhere, Jed Stewart is going to score. He's just come onto the field. And Jed Stewart has a try. That is remarkable work to get it out there. That looked dead and buried. And yet it ends up in a 4-pointer.
Yeah, that's a nice moment for Ricky Stewart. He can't believe his luck, Jed. Levi out of dummy half. Hits the lead runner, who's able to keep the ball alive, and then as he's about to drop the footy, Levi, he just reaches with the right boot, kicks it over, lands in the arms of Schiller, who does miraculously well to keep the ball alive and find Jed Stewart. Look at this. Oh, it was a nice offload there from Mariotta. And look at him, he does well, Jed Stewart, to bring it around a little closer too. Remember, clubs playing for $1,000 with the pre-season challenge. $100,000, I beg your pardon. Look at that from Schiller. Did well, didn't he?
Schiller's done some very nice things in the centres, particularly in defence. Again, Canberra climbed their way back. Down 10-0, got it to 10-all, and now a pretty gettable kick at goal here to once again tie things up.
Well, it's certainly a position that's available, isn't it, with no Jared Croker. Obviously, Timokor, no doubt, comes back into the side after playing last night in the Indigenous and Maori All-Stars game. But he certainly hasn't done his chances any harm at all. Schiller, as we see, a nice kick there from Strange to level it up.
We've got a contest here. We've had a contest all afternoon. It's been nip and tuck for most of it. 16 points all. James Hooper.
An awesome moment for the Stewart family there. Dan, Ricky Stewart obviously played for New South Wales, Australia, and won 3 premierships with the Green Machine. His son, Jed, he was selected in the Australian Rugby Sevens team back in 2021. He has been part of Canberra's New South Wales Cup side for the past couple of seasons. And at 6'4", I tell you what, he towers over the top of his old man, champion halfback Ricky.
I was going to say, it's a different build. Nice start, though. Well done, Jed Stewart.
That's more.
Nice and fresh. Canberra's Player of the Year in New South Wales Cup, Michael Asamoah. This Ana Mariotta. Very impressive early. Through a heap of work. Levi scheming. Oh. Hard-in-mouth stuff. Peter Holler back for another stint. Gula really leading the way here, isn't he? He's got a bit of veteran status about him now. 7th year in first grade. Through the hands, Stewart. He'll do well to keep this in. And that was a bit too much, that one. Strong tackle, Lume. And that'll be Parramatta ball, not too far from halfway.
Yeah, not a lot of room to work there for Jed Stewart. Lumi. He's been to a number of clubs, but always effective whenever he's had his opportunities. Spent some time at Canterbury, at the Melbourne Storm, came through the Cronulla system, did well there, marking Jed Stewart. Really didn't have anywhere to go, Jed, and Lumi, quite the strong defender.
Bit of Jack Harlow about Jed Stewart. Don't worry, Mick, that's one for the kids.
Thoroughly surprised you're even across Jack Harlow there.
I just know that ad that plays 6,000 times a day. I know that the New Balance ad, 45. That's about as pop culture as I get. All right, Parramatta now. To Morgan Harper. Lume, a rarity for him going into dummy half. Sanders now comes across. Oh, that's ambitious. Now, was it thrown backwards? Yes, it was. It bounced forward. Taulagi there hurling it. With Dunster bringing it back in field. On the last, Sanders. Not this time. Schiller almost mistimed the jump, but he got so high, he still caught it on the full while he was mid-air.
He can run.
And now look at him go. Oh, he burns away Sini. Sini has to come back. This is a stunning try. James Schiller goes 100 metres. The catch in the in goal, the sprint to the 20, and then no one could catch him. Raiders in front for the first time.
He didn't get the timing right, Ethan Sanders, with the length of his kick either. And it was Schiller who has been urgent and come to Cogra Oval with a point to prove this afternoon. An opportunity begging for Canberra this season with Jared Croker departing, and he has grabbed it with two hands. He's been all attitude this afternoon, defensively aggressive, jamming in, and carried the ball with purpose. That time, catching Parramatta asleep, gets on the outside of Moretti, goes around Sini, who reacts and responds and starts to run him down, and then just a little late movement there from Schiller. Great balance and speed. Gets away from Sini, strikes another block for the Canberra Raiders in this second half. And Canberra in front there.
Poor old Sini, he just came on. And he's asked to run down Schiller. But James Schiller, that's deserved. He's been terrific today.
That's what you want as a head coach. You want some of these young guys to use this trial period to really put their hand up and show how important it is to them to play at the top level. Like, they're chasing their dream, and you've got to turn up and take every opportunity, take every moment that comes your way, and you can't let the game get away from you. Schiller's been in it from the outset.
And he's in one of those positions, playing for one of those positions. It's very much up for grabs. Dimicor's got one centre spot, but who gets the other? You've got Ethan Strange here. As we close in on three-quarter time, that's a nice-looking kick. Guiding it through. Canberra, 22. Parramatta, 16.
We shouldn't be surprised when we see James Schiller pin the ears back and show a lightning set of heels. He's the grandson of the champion Eastern Suburbs winger, Bill Mullins. He is the nephew of the champion Raiders and also East winger, Brett Mullins. And as we see him here streaking away, just quick on his feet, caught the ball in goal, had a quick look up, saw a little bit of a gap in the defence, crack, bang, shut the gate, try Raiders.
Geez, that's some quality breeding. There's some bloodlines there.
Ever. Yeah. Had I have known that, I would have said shut the gate at Randwick too, Hoops. Where's our man with the mullet? Where is he? There he is, just getting himself
Patience,
back
Michael.
on side.
Patience, Michael. Logan Lewis.
Noah Martin, remember the name.
Yeah. Yes. Defence driving. And sideways. It's Holler with short side play. So Sunday hasn't looked out of place in the second row, has he? Former centre. Again, they just work that left side over. Good meters here for the Raiders. Really full of life. From Strains, dumping it off. And again, Logan Lewis. He's been very busy, Logan.
Yeah.
It's his 8th run. And he tackles as well. The last. What Schiller got for us here. He stabs a kick. It's not bad. And it's well covered by Blaze Taulagi.
He's showing all his skills, isn't he, Schiller? That's a couple of times now they've found him after scoring the try and showing no signs of fatigue. He's still getting high involvements. A nice kick in behind the line there. Trapped Taulagi 10 metres out from his line.
A minute 15 left in this third period. Sini. Parramatta a while now. He's run a first grade games with the Tigers back in 2021. Hands. A quick pass. Two adventurers here. With Luca Moretti Man playing it there. Last tackle. Oh, careful. Yeah, Taulagi. And now Canberra. Well, they've got a couple of plays here. Try and put something on. Not really the time of year we expect a shot at field goal, but actually might be quite handy in these circumstances. What have they got in attack? And Topawati punching it upfield. Wasn't that long ago. It was 16-10 Parramatta. Levi. Good distribution. 1 or 2 plays remain here. Certainly spent this set working it up the middle. And this looms as the last play, and it opens up. Oh, Peter Holler strolling over. Boy, oh boy, he parted the sea there. Peter Holler, and Canberra roaring to a double-digit lead.
Well, they started powerful this afternoon and put some real pressure on the Parramatta line that was able to withstand the pressure and then get themselves in front 10-0. This was the error from Taulagi. But Parramatta in this second half, the second half have really been direct, haven't they, with their attack? They've been aggressive, they've been powerful, and a couple of moments there defensively. One on the 20-metre restart where Schiller went the length of the field and they struggled to respond and react, and just how easy their Holler strolled through the middle of their defence. They are areas that will concern Brad Arthur, that he would want to see a little different.
So in 7 minutes, they've scored 3 tries. Jed Stewart, James Schiller, Peter Holler, and broken this game open. The kick at goal here from Strange makes it 28 points to 16. That is the 3/4 time score at Netstrata Jubilee Cogra Oval. So the sunlight fading, the light starting to take over for the big one. South Sydney, some pretty good names on show here, Mick. The last time we're going to see a lot of these players until Vegas.
Yeah, arch rivals, the Charity Shield, always a wonderful night. You can look at this forward pack, Sean Kepi, who's come over from the Manly Seagulls. He's starting up front with Totola. Mamazoulis, a wonderful young dummy half. He comes in without Cook in the side. Kalamatangi, Arrow, Murray. What about that back row? Cameron Murray there. One of the game's great lock forwards at the moment. A really strong lineup for South Sydney tonight. We saw Cody Walker and Latrell Mitchell in the sheds earlier. There's Latrell over there talking to Braden Burns. He was very good last night.
Yeah, good win, of course, by the Indigenous All-Stars, St George Illawarra. And their team quite strong.
Yeah, Shane Flanagan back coaching at the top level where he belongs. Premiership winner at Cronulla. Sloan at fullback. Lomax, interesting to see how he goes on the wing. Bird back in the centres, looks as fit as I've seen him, Jack Bird, for a number of years. Kyle Flanagan gets his opportunity tonight, partnering Ben Hunt in the halves and the front row. You can see there Molo, Laurie, Little up front. Eisenhuth, who's come up from the Melbourne Storm, Sewer and DeBellin make up the starting pack. Always a great way to kick off the season. The Indigenous and Maori All-Stars last night. Tonight, the Charity Shield. 2 of the game's great clubs, proud clubs, going toe-to-toe in the pre-season. And you can see the players here just focused, listening to Shane Flanagan's messages of what he expects. John Sutton there in the blue shirt for South Sydney, looking to right some wrongs of what was a disappointing campaign for them in 2023, finishing 9th. Leading the competition after 11 rounds, only winning 4 of their last 13 games.
And we're back underway here. You'll be doing double duty, Mick. You're calling that one with Andrew Voss. See here just getting prepared. Lara Pitt on the sideline. So great way to finish this this big Saturday of pre-season footy.
He's been good, Spencer, hasn't he?
He has, indeed. Playing the trials last year, scored a try against Canterbury. Sami Saulu. Canberra now with this very handy lead. Ogden obviously passing his protocol. The sees the 5'8" Dejan Azzi who's taken.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Solo there, along with Logan Lewis. The young man Noah Martin's not too far away. He's
good tough carry there from Blaze Talangi right into the teeth of the forwards as Lumi gets driven back by Salor.
By the way, Talangi, he hasn't shirked it. We haven't seen brilliance from him today, but 13 runs, so he doesn't mind doing the tough stuff. Parramatta completing that set with Josh Lynn. So a bit of awkward bounce. Sini with the take and the offload. Still the last. That's a cool, crafty attempt there. That just couldn't stay in for Lume. Plenty of game time for that man, Ethan Sanders. Talk plenty about him. He was man of the match in the SG Ball Grand Final, moved up to Flegg, helped Parramatta get to the prelim, and now is a development player for now, but obviously we wait and see what happens after round number 6. Always interesting these times of year when we're seeing one game go on and now you've got the South Sydney side warming up at the northern end. Well, I guess we'll see the Dragons at the southern end shortly. There's heavy contact there. That is Makahesi Makatoa. Already might be in a bit of trouble with a hip drop. Holler rides a heavy bump. For Canberra is Mitch Henderson, 5'8", came through the night system, gets some time in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Brad Arthur just moving Dejan Azzi back to fullback, and it looks like Blaze Talangi's just moved up into the front line. There's Lumi again looking for work.
Looks like Ethan Martin, 26 for Parramatta, gets on. So obviously everyone gets some game time today. And it looks like everyone has been used to this point.
Logan Lewis again, really good contact.
Adam Cook, might not have spotted him for Canberra. Oh, there's a great chase, but not quite the take.
Knock on
From
Parramatta.
the man we just mentioned, Ethan Martin.
10 metres
He
here.
got up there, he had a chance.
He was flying through, wasn't he? Gets up above Hopewadi there, who just slips and loses his footing. And a real chance there going begging for Parramatta.
Looking like a young Bill Walton. Now, Canberra.
Clear ball, offer. Square marker. Hold.
With Hopewadi.
Charlie, get up.
Yeah, it's his 12th carry now for Hopewadi. Look for a lot of work, up over 100 metres carrying the ball.
Sort of spread, Schiller taking on Sini. Hard work for Sini. Tackle made. Levi looking to go short side. There's Adam Cook. It just doesn't quite happen there. Stewart was away.
It'll be a scrum.
But not quite on song. The ball movement there.
Clock's going.
Yeah, narrow short side, but it was nice work. It was good vision. Work out of dummy half, nice and direct. Just couldn't execute.
6 in.
And as Ricky Stewart watches on closely.
We've talked about their trial next week, Cowboys at Seaford. Season starts with a finals rematch with Newcastle for Canberra as we look on at the South Sydney side. Gee, you feel it's a big year for them. You really feel like things have to happen after last year's fade out, but they still...
Particularly with the roster that they've got.
Well, that backline is incredible. Obviously, the bad news with Graham and Munro.
The back row. I mean, the back row of Arrow, Murray, and Kaloa Matangi. It's as good as you can get. Katola up front. Tom Bird is still there for another year.
That's right, and he's off, but good reason for hopes to be high at South Sydney. Parramatta here. 14 minutes to claw back these 2 tries. Azzi, and he doesn't quite connect properly. with the Parramatta number 21, Charlie Geimer, the boy from Temora. Canberra now coming away with it. Run here. The man we've seen plenty of today in Hopewadi. Might be James Schiller's day in terms of the jostling for the centre position, but Albert Hopewadi hasn't done much wrong. Comes out to Martin, running wide. Goes Henderson. Oh, nice. Yeah. Pouring through young Spencer. In the offload to boot. Adam Cook will go over and score. Sparkling Raiders try.
Yeah, Adam Cook in his second stint with the Raiders. Always had great talent. Sharp, great skill, can play in the halves, can play fullback, very versatile in the back line. This is nice work here. Spencer does a great job to hold on to this pass while at full speed. Breaks through the tackle there. Arcee did well to stop him, and then really nice work from Cook, accelerating into the support role. Just watch this from Spencer, just catches the ball in behind his hip, holds onto it, keeps the ball alive. Cook comes through, cuts off the right foot on the inside of Sooney. And with 12.5 to go, the Raiders really starting to stamp a little authority on this game.
Well, they've already got the bonus point bid for the tries. They already had that one in the bag, but 5 tries the number they have to reach. They've got 6. 5 or more line breaks. Yep, both have actually got that. Now, this is the one that always does teams in, the offloads. Well, they're 3 away. So, yeah, Parramatta's got 9. So they're 1 offload away from a bonus point. Not that it will really matter to them the way this is going. It looks like it's going to be Canberra's day. But Canberra, 3 offloads away from maximum. 34 to 16. And then it's this one. The Dragons against South Sydney. The traditional, what used to be the season opener, but so very much part of the pre-season.
I don't think it's just going to be a trial for the Dragons. Shane Flanagan will be looking for some real traits from his side. He's got a certain expectation of what he likes his footy sides to look like. And he'll be looking to make South Sydney uncomfortable tonight. And he'll be looking for individuals that are comfortable in that environment. It's not just going to be any old trial tonight. I get the feeling there's going to be plenty of emotion in it, given the way South Sydney finished last year as well.
Another one coming up pretty much once we're done here. There won't be much of a crossover, so get yourself nice and settled. Raiders full of running at the moment. They've scored the last 4 tries. Bit of holler. Former Cowboy, only played the 1 first-grade game last year, but terrific today. Now, Mitch Henderson. Off the leg here of Azzy, who's at the back now. So Parramatta next week play the Titans. Now that's Sunday 4 p.m. Queensland time in Ipswich. And 5 p.m. New South Wales time. Obviously all these games live on Fox League. Of course they're live on Fox League. And then the Parramatta side, they start their season, a cracker actually, Canterbury, Friday night, round 1, CommBank. With Canterbury much to prove and get to see some of their new players on show. There's a rumbling run. It's Dan Keir. Parramatta rolling through here. Saxon Pryke, the man in 23. Parramatta making good meters here. With Tony Martelle in 19. Get out in front of him there. There's the halfback Sanders. Ogden, quick hands. Now it comes to Azzy. Beautiful right foot step. Wrapped up. Desperate defence from the Raiders. Good class to peel off. There's the kick across the face. And good catch. That was definitely starting from the in-goal area. Hello, they've already scored a try from this sort of situation. And Asamoah, he gets a pass away. And Henderson wrapped up. A bit of razzle-dazzle now about the Raiders.
Yeah, really good counter there it was from Asamoah. Last time Schiller going the length of the field, but this man now carrying the footy again. Great reaction, great urgency to get back to the 20-metre line. And again, Parramatta caught a little lethargic.
Well, could have interesting scenes here. Half the St George side is in the in-goal area, so if there's a high one put up, anything could happen. As Canberra come away from that area. There's a stab kick from Cook. Does find the in-goal. Seaney taken heavily and taken high, so penalty for the Eels.
Yeah, it was really nice skill there.
They got one offload away, Mick, so they're 2 offloads away, and of course it has to be ratified. It's like all you Supercoach players know, not all results are final until basically the next day, but that's 8 offloads now for Canberra, 2 away from the perfect score.
I reckon we might see Asamoah play better first grade this year. Just watching him play last year and some of the work that he gets through and the ferocity in which he carries the ball and plays with just makes me feel like he's the type of bloke that Ricky Stewart will want in his side at different stages through the year. Very much in there, Brian Todd.
Oh, that's heavy contact. That's high praise, isn't it? Brian Todd.
Well, just some coaches like to have the big, tall wingers. Others like to mix it up and have
got a bit of violence about the way he runs, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yes.
Oh, there's a strong shot. That was Geimer. Hero Liam Martin. That was Martin-esque. That contact there right up in the face of Patuki, last tackle. And batted back. Oh, Stewart's come up with it off that. That was Spencer with that excellent bit of work. Now that's an offload. That'll do. Now it comes away. Lost backwards by Martin. Still the last. Chance here down the sideline. And now Asamoah. There's an offload. Scores! They're over. They've got all the points. All 15 to the Raiders. Top of the table in the challenge. And that's a great try.
Coming here this afternoon, just watching both sides warm up. If there was one bloke I wanted to score a try, it was that man, Noah Martin. Watch the work here from the Raiders to keep the ball alive. Cook goes to the air, brings Azzy towards the collision. Schiller does well to keep it alive. Stewart, a great offload in collision. Keeps it alive, so too Tateo. There's Martin, can't hold on to the ball. Gets out here to Asamoah. And as the defence comes across, he doesn't panic. He cuts off the right foot. He accelerates back on the inside. Good strength. Does well to keep the ball alive. And Martin does a great job to get the ball down.
And that was Spencer, or rather Schiller, actually, who went up and tapped that one back.
He's competed on everything this afternoon, Schiller. And he's got reward for his efforts. Yeah, geez, that's nice too, isn't it?
Princeton Ezra.
Yeah. Geez, that's a name, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, isn't it? It's one of those you'll want to make it because that's a cracker. And Mitch Henderson booting it into the crowd. What a turnaround here. It was all Parramatta. Canberra hung in. Now they're reaping the rewards. And probably a good thing we saw Noah score today because I'm not sure we're going to see him next week. He's on report, but he's certainly caught our attention, that's for sure. Noah Martin. And now we're still waiting for this try to be confirmed. There it is. And I'm looking here at the Fox Sports Lab stats. It hasn't ticked over to 10 offloads, so they might just want
to...
They
will. They're generous this time of year. They are.
Oh, hang on, there's 100 grand up for grabs. They're flawless. I've tried to bribe them for Supercoach points. They won't hear any of it. There's the kick missed. 38-16, Hoops.
And this is one of the beautiful things, Dan, about the NRL's official pre-season challenge. We get a glimpse at the generation next of some of the emerging NRL players coming through. And this bloke has one of the best mullets that we have seen in the game for some time. Noah Martin, he is an 18-year-old back rower who is one of the Raiders' 6 development players. He's a Naruma product, and he has absolutely ripped in and made a name for himself this evening. The other back row who's been super impressive is Mitch Henderson. He's from Newcastle, 20 years old. He went to Farrer Agricultural College at Tamworth. Also been quite effective out on the Raiders' left edge.
That's it, Oops. And there you go, the tail of the tape. Well, the timeline, 5 tries, 21 minutes. And that is the explanation for this scoreline, which is completely blown out. Canberra. We say, Mick, and this is where we say, yes, it's only a trial and all the guns are missing. Have not, surely their fans have to be impressed by what their youngsters have produced tonight.
Oh, without a doubt. Yep, and the attitude that they've had. They had to withstand a fair onslaught from Parramatta with big blocks of possession when things weren't perfect, and they've shown some character to come out the other side, and just reeks of exactly what their coach would have liked, knowing what he expects of his players. Nice kick here. Look at Asamoah.
He's flying. Oh, that's intimidating. And that is courageous from Dejan Azzi. He knew he was going to cop one there. Yeah, and what made it even more courageous, he knew he was going to cop it in the midriff, in the abdomen, and he wore it.
Didn't he do well to hang on to the ball?
Yeah. Officially, Mick, 11 offloads. They've got the maximum points.
Told you they'd come good.
Yeah, there were 2 offloads in that
Boys
set,
just
Mick.
ducked off to get a little dinner, get themselves a drink from the fridge. They've come back, they've had a look at it. A couple of offloads. Marked them off, never in doubt. Fox Lab.
Here's the kick now. Getting a bit loosey-goosey in here. Good luck with it, Vossi. McInnes didn't get the coffee he was craving at half-time. Team number 2 are going to pay the price. And here's a strong run. Princeton Ezra. There are the bunnies. These 2 teams played an absolutely cracking Saturday afternoon game last year. I'm not sure if you called that one, Mick. Looked like the Dragons were going to blast the Bunnies out of the water, and then the Bunnies scored 3 tries in the last 10 minutes. Oh, hello, that's Henderson. Comes back into the middle.
Tataya getting another touch. He's been good, hasn't he? The former Parramatta Eel.
And Tateo
been good till then.
puts it down. The curse never fails.
Yeah, just looking to play the ball a little quick there.
Got to say, I mean, we called the game last night. Conditions not conducive to error-free football. Very few errors, it seems, in this game. Looking at the stats here, 10-8. It doesn't even feel like we've seen that many.
No.
Ball control's been very good.
Yeah, it has. It certainly has. I mean, you've mentioned it a couple of times, but the surface, ground level, is just immaculate, isn't it? It's always been good, Colgrove, but it looks fantastic this afternoon, particularly with the big Charity Shield logo smack in the middle of it. Yeah. Something historic about it.
Jackson Pike, and he puts it down. Geez, Canberra, full of energy. They want another one before we're done here.
Middle. Ball up, clock on.
And, I'll tell you what, we're going to be starting this second game pretty much straight away. There'll be a short break, so this warm-up, the warm-ups of both sides will pretty much take them through to kick off. Geez, there's a lovely crowd pouring in now. We've talked about the good crowd for the first game. It's always a good sign when they're snaking in from the Leagues Club part of the field. And, it's going to be a good atmosphere here tonight. Almost an offload there.
Well, squeezed out Sanders, scooped it up, but
yeah, a minute and a half to go.
Square, front foot.
Here. Yeah, there's a man that's tried hard, Woodamoo Greg. Geez, 14 runs over 130 metres. He's always been a limited minutes player, but he's played big minutes tonight and quality minutes. Little double pump there from Josh Lynn, but not quite fooling Adam Cook, who comes up with a good one-on-one tackle. Inside the last minute now. And Canberra, a red-hot chance to win the challenge. And that's come forward. And that's just about going to take us out. By the way, here's a quiz question, Mick. There were only 3 teams that finished undefeated last year in the pre-season challenge. Manly won it. I'll tell you that the other one, or the second team, was Cronulla. Can you think of the third team? That's I know it's a hard question.
Been a lot of footy since.
I understand. St Helens.
You do this often to try and put people on show. Like you've done your research. See, no one was ever going to.
I know. I just thought it was interesting that there are only 3 teams that finished undefeated. I mean, that's pretty odd in a 2-round competition that 3 teams could go undefeated. But St Helens, who were terrific, they beat St George Illawarra and then the famous win. And that's going to be the end of that. A fabulous win by Canberra. Very encouraging signs. Mick's going to stick around for the next game, which is a few moments away. But Canberra, 38-16, comprehensive winners over Parramatta.